Welcome to the December Diaries! Every time I put fairy lights up, I feel so happy. I really fancy looking at some Christmas displays and just soaking in all of the lovely festive parts of the city. Terminology used to describe it this year seems to be Little Women aesthetic, so if I was to sum it up, that would be what we're going for. My plan is to find a really good cookie recipe and then add some ginger and maybe some cinnamon. I think it's so easy to rush through December and not take those moments to really cherish these really quiet moments of joy. Hello friends and welcome to the December Diaries! I've poured myself a little cup of smoothie this morning full of antioxidants to try and put a little bit of pep in my step. Believe it or not, it is currently about 11:30 a.m. right now. It is so grey and gloomy outside that the whole flat is super dark. The living room, which has 2 windows in, is the lightest room. So I think I'm going to spend most of my day in here, and I also think it's the perfect time to add a little bit of festive cheer to the flat because I'm feeling very low and gloomy myself today, and I just think putting up some Christmas lights is going to make the world of difference. We are coming into the really grey, gloomy season here, and the thing that makes such a big difference to me is cozy lights. So I've got my lamp on in here, I've got my lamp on in the kitchen, and my hope is to put up loads of fairy lights today. So I am going to finish my tiny little smoothie and then we are going to get some of the Christmas decorations out. I am not planning to overhaul the whole flat today. In fact, my plan is to do it very gradually over the course of this week. But as I said, it is such a grey, gloomy day today that I just think I need to put up some Christmas lights and add a little bit of life back into my flat. I think it would also be really nice if I did a little bit of festive baking today. I'm already baking some bread a little bit later, so whilst the oven is on, it makes sense to bake a little sweet treat as well. So that's my plan for today, is to make a start with the Christmas decorating and just get into the festive mood a little bit more. So thank you so much for being here. I'm very excited to begin the December Diaries, and There's something magical about December and about this time of year, and I am thrilled to be able to share these moments with you. So thank you so much for being here. Go ahead and get cozy and comfy, and let's spend some time together. Got the Christmas box. I'm so excited to go through the Christmas box again. For the first time in a long time, I have some brand new Christmas decorations, and they're just these cute little pears. They look like little sugar pears, and I think they're so cute. I'm excited to show you them out the box though. We have 2 sets of lights. These are the ones that were on the tree last year, but I have other plans for them this year. And then we have this super duper long, how long is this again? Almost 30 meters of warm lights, which I also have big plans for this year. And then we have a box of Christmas things. We have the rest of the paper stars that I made for my birthday, some Christmas cards. I framed a bunch of these last year in our gallery wall, so I might do that again. Some little napkins and tea towels. This cute little tin with little decorations inside. Very cute. Lots more lights and garlands, and my favourite little additions last year are these cute little mice. We have this one. I love her. And then these make me laugh so much. My friend Kath got these for me. And they're little mice on a ladder. How adorable. Lots of fun stuff to go through. So as I said, I've got big plans for these lights here. Because they're so long, I think that I can wrap them around our tiny little Christmas tree. We only have like a 3-foot Christmas tree, but because it's so small and we struggled with the lights we had last year, they weren't quite enough. Instead of purchasing more lights, my plan is to wrap them around the tree, these huge ones, and then continue them around the windows and across the archway behind me. So I think that it's doable. I think it could look incredibly cozy and sweet, and will feel kind of like we're in the middle of a winter wonderland is the hope. I'm hoping to add some more decorations in this area and across the bookshelves and in the windows, and I think that will make this room feel super festive. George and I have a very limited amount of Christmas decorations, which is what we like. Our flat is pretty small. We tend to concentrate all the Christmas decor in this kind of main living area, so we don't need a ton, and right now our tiny tree is doing its best, and we love our tiny tree. So at some point in the future, when we move somewhere that's a bit bigger, we will probably get a bigger tree, but for now I love our tiny tree and I'm really excited to decorate that. We'll probably do that a bit later this week, but I'll show you the process when we get around to it. For today, the main goal is to decorate kind of the window areas, and basically, if I do nothing else, I would love to get the lights up. I think it's going to make a huge difference, and every time I put fairy lights up I feel so happy. So yeah, that's my main goal for today, and I'm putting all of my trust in command hooks and tape, so wish me luck. We still don't have a tree stand for our trees, so this year I am cobbling together one out of an old bin and an old duvet set, which I'm hoping will anchor it inside. I think I'm also going to look for some packing that we might have, just anything to put around the base of the tree to keep it in place. Plastic bags turned out to be the best packing material to keep this guy in place. And then this is actually an old tablecloth that I've just put over the top to give it a cute little je ne sais quoi. Oh, but it's so cute. I totally lost track of time whilst doing the lights, so I've just put the bread in the oven and I'm going to take a little break and clean up some of the chaos that I've created behind me. I love the lights, they look so cute. I haven't quite figured out how to do over the large window just across from me, but maybe it's something that I'll have to wait to do when George gets home. But yes, I'm currently, oh, hello. The living room is currently an absolute mess, but I think our Christmas cheer has brought some sunshine with it. So I think if it continues to brighten up, I might go for a little walk because getting outside is so important to me for having a good day. So yeah, I'm gonna drink something and eat something because, as I say, I got completely lost in putting up the lights and then go from there. But yeah, as you can see, there's a huge mess in the background and I should probably take a look at that. Good morning, friends. It is a few days later now and I'm just getting ready to head out into the city. I really fancy looking at some Christmas displays and just soaking in all of the lovely festive parts of the city. It is currently quite sunny, but I'm a little suspicious of how the sky looks outside. So we're gonna bundle up just in case and head out. I also really want to get the last of my Christmas shopping done today, if possible. I've been super organized this year and I'm incredibly impressed with myself. I am normally quite organized when it comes to Christmas present buying because I do like to spread it out over a couple of months at least. just for my bank account's sake, and it just gives me a little bit of peace of mind. But yes, I've just got a couple of things that I would like to pick up, mainly for George. We are doing like our own version of a Christmas stocking for each other this year. So I want to head out and get a few things for that. I'm also thinking, depending on how busy it is, I'd love to stop in a cafe and read my book and hunt down my first gingerbread latte of the season, because it is one of my favourite hot beverages and it's officially okay to start drinking them again. So that is my plan for this morning. It's a little bit later than I was hoping to set off, but that's okay. Sometimes we need to give in to the dilly-dally. And then this afternoon, I would love to come home and do some simple Christmas crafts and maybe some baking, because I didn't do any festive baking the other day when I was putting up the Christmas lights. So that is the plan for today, and I think we should get going before the weather turns. Well, I made it home, and as suspected, I did get quite caught in the rain, and now that I've re-picked this bag up, I feel like I should have taken stuff out of it, but I wanted to show you, this is a very old Christmassy tote bag, and it had its first outing today, which is very exciting. I did get plenty of things that I was after, which is fantastic. Not everything that was on my list, I couldn't find everything, but that's okay. It just means I have another excuse to go back another time and go present hunting. So I thought I would do a tiny haul of the things that I picked up. Not everything is very Christmassy, some of it is just like stuff we needed, but I thought it could be fun to share. So I didn't go to tons of places whilst I was out, but I did pop in to Marks and Spencer's because I love their Christmassy foodie bits, and I only picked up one thing really for a present, but they also had cranberry sauce for sale, and when this video goes up it will be the same day where George and I are kind of co-hosting our annual festive like dinner party. We do this every year with our friends for Thanksgiving / Christmas, and one of the things I need to bring / make is cranberry sauce. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to make it, so I thought I would pick a nice one up just in case. And then I also wanted to get George some nice Christmassy sweets because he's not the biggest chocolate fan, and they had Percy Pig Naughty and Nice Piglets, so those will be going in his stocking. And then the other place I did very well was Sostrine Green, or Sostrine Grena. I made out like a bandit here, so I picked up 6 taper candles. We have officially stopped using the big light now. It is from like 4 p.m. onwards, lamps, fairy lights and candles only in our household, and George and I have been loving candlelit dinners. So we've pretty much burnt through all of the taper candles that we already had, so it was time for a restock. So I got 2 each of the kind of Christmassy adjacent colours. Our kitchen is painted green, so I wanted to avoid green, but I went for a nice soft kind of ivory, a really pretty pink, and then this lovely bright festive red, which kind of matches my jumper actually, but this is very much the colours that we're going for in our decor in general for Christmas time. So I'm really happy with these ones, and these candles are so affordable and they always burn really well, so I love these. I also picked up a couple of teas. One is a gift from my friend, so I'm reluctant to share that in case they watch this video, but the other one is the Tales by the Fireside tea, which is a rooibos tea with cardamom and orange, and my favourite tea to drink, especially at this time of year, but just kind of any time I want to have a cup of tea that feels like a hug or just feels super heartwarming, is vanilla rooibos. That's my go-to tea, so I'm very intrigued to try this one. And in fact, once I finished filming this little segment, I think I'm going to go and make myself a cup of this and see what I think. It just sounded very enticing and delicious. And that's everything I got that's Christmas related. Then is just boring stuff. I got more shampoo, I got washing up liquid, what else is in here? Some honey, and then my greatest joy at the moment is this pistachio cream from Aldi. I got 2 because we run out so quickly, it feels like, so I got a backup one as well, and that's everything. So not loads, but I got what I needed, and I got some really nice gifts as well. So I am going to go and make myself a cup of tea, and also I think I'm going to track down a recipe for some chocolate chip cookies. My plan is to find a really good cookie recipe, just like with chocolate, and then add some ginger and maybe some cinnamon to the dough, and then go from there. I'm craving a soft, chewy, chocolatey cookie, but with a slight festive twist. So I'm gonna try and get a recipe sorted whilst I have my tea, and then I will take you in the kitchen for a little bit of baking. This smells so incredible. It smells like really like freshly peeled oranges, which I think is so hard to capture with like an orange flavor. So I'm very excited to try this. I have found my cookie recipe that I'm going to use, that I'm going to slightly adapt, and my tea is now perfect drinking temperature, I think. So I'm going to give it a little try and see what I think. Okay. It's good. It's good. I think it's throwing me off a little bit because when I have my vanilla rooibos tea, I always have it, or I mostly have it, with a little splash of oat milk. It just adds like a really creamy, delicious sweetness to it. But I'm wondering what that might taste like with the orange, whether it would be deeply off-putting, or maybe it would be really nice, I'm not sure. I think I like it, it's just a bit different. And honestly, the smell alone is incredible. I think that initial sip is always, you're just wondering where it's going flavour-wise. Okay, let's move to the kitchen to do a little bit of baking. just put the second batch of cookies in the oven. The first ones have turned out so well. They are absolutely humongous though. So I'm really hoping that by the time the other cookies come out the oven, they'll have cooled enough to move them off the cooling rack, because otherwise I think they're all just going to get stacked on top of each other and become one huge cookie that might just take over the world. But anyway, whilst we're waiting for the cookies to finish baking, I thought I would explain what I'm going to be doing this afternoon, which is making some paper chains. I don't think I've told you guys basically the aesthetic that we're trying to go for this year, and that's because there isn't really a defined aesthetic that we've gone for. Basically we are reusing everything that we already have and also adding a few handmade things in here and there. It's a very nostalgic, cozy, crafted kind of look that we go for at Christmas, and I think when I've seen it on Pinterest, terminology used to describe it this year seems to be Little Women aesthetic. So if I was to sum it up, that would be what we're going for. And I did make a little mood board as well, which I'll pop up on the screen, of the kind of vibe that we are trying to go for. If we are purchasing anything this year or making anything this year, this is the kind of handmade, homemade, made with lots of love essentially type of Christmas decor that we really like. So the other day I sat down and I made these cute little papers. I've got hearts on this one, I've got some bows, I've got snowflakes and holly leaves, I've got trees, and then some cute little stars. And my plan was to just cut these up and make them into paper chains, but then I got to thinking that maybe you guys would also want to use these. So these are available as downloads on my Patreon. So if you're on the Oakleaf Collective, or if you'd like to join the Oakleaf Collective, then these are available to download on there. You can just print them out and do what you like with them this Christmas, whether that's making homemade Christmas cards or making some bunting, or you could even cut out letters. I really want to do one that says Merry Christmas maybe, or Noel, or something like that. Or you can do paper chains, or even use them in scrapbooking. So I thought I would sit down and do a really simple paper chain craft today, and my plan, I think, is to either hang it across one of the windows or to hang it between the kitchen and the living room. We will see. So I'm gonna get started in cutting off these white edges whilst I wait for my cookies to be baked, and then we're gonna do a little cozy craft to finish off the afternoon. Look, you guys, it made so much. In fact, I think it could be a very rustly scarf. What do you think? My best look yet? I think so. I am so thrilled with how these turned out, and if you would like to make one like this, then as I said, you are more than welcome to go over to my Patreon. It'll be on the Oak Leaf Collective tier, you'll be able to download these. But similarly, you can make these from scraps of whatever you have lying around, whether that's wrapping paper or craft supplies. You could even do it with newspaper or old book pages. Oh, I've just realised my window is open, so it might be a little noisy. But yes, a super easy, quick, and very affordable craft to make, and it made so much. This is 6 sheets of A4 paper. Look how huge it is. So yeah, really pleased with these, and if you decide to make them, please let me know. Okay, they didn't fit where I thought they were gonna fit. They're just not quite long enough, so I may print off another couple of pages to lengthen it, but somewhere else. But for the meantime, I'm going to pop it over this frame because I think the colours will work really well. What do we think? Yay? Yay or nay? I think I'm going to live with it for a little bit and then make my mind up fully. It is much later in the evening now. I've actually just finished doing my draft edit of this video, and oh my goodness, it's a long one. This video is so long, so I hope you've enjoyed that. I've just made myself a fresh cup of tea. I've gone for peppermint this time because I wanted to have one of my cookies, and I will confess, I've already had some. They're not the best baked good I've ever made, if you just listen to this. I wildly overbaked them. I totally forgot that cookies cook so much more once you take them out the oven. So I think I gave these like 14 minutes in the oven, and clearly they needed maybe like 11. They're still good though, but they are incredibly sweet. So in the recipe, it calls for soft light brown sugar, and all we have in our house at the moment is soft dark brown sugar, and I thought maybe that would just help make it more of like a gingerbread kind of flavour and texture. No, you can't taste the spices really. The dominant flavour is brown sugar, which isn't a bad thing, I guess. It just means they're incredibly sweet. And also the chocolate that I used Galaxy milk chocolate because it's what we had in the house, but these would be so much better with a really dark chocolate to cut through how sweet they are. I'm really excited to have one of these tomorrow morning with a cup of coffee because I think it needs something bitter to cut through it, but for now I've gone with a very refreshing peppermint tea. So we'll do a little taste test together, even though I did already snaffle one, but very good. It's almost got like a little bit of like a Biscoff. What's that biscuit called? Speculoos, I think. It's almost got that like caramelized flavor, which makes sense, I guess. Anyway, thank you so much for spending this time with me. I have really enjoyed taking it a little bit slower and just easing myself into the festive season. I think it's so easy to rush through December and not take those moments to really cherish these really quiet moments of joy, like baking cookies or trying a new tea, or treating yourself to a gingerbread latte, or going to see Christmas lights, putting up your own Christmas lights, doing a really simple Christmas craft. They're the things that make the season really special and meaningful, at least to me. And I think it's worth reminding ourselves of that when there's so much happening. There's so much happening in terms of the season itself and how busy it is and the hustle and the bustle, but also the pull of consumerism and marketing and this feeling of perhaps not being enough or not being able to give enough. This season is incredible and so fun, but also can be really, really difficult. And it is important to recognize that those two things can exist at the same time. So whether you're having a really, really good day or you're struggling a little bit, I am sending a very big hug your way, and I really, really hope that you are being gentle with yourself during this time. As I say, it is a stressful time, it is a busy time, but it doesn't have to be. So I am sending you all the love. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for making it this far in the video. Truly, well done, you're a trooper. And I will see you next week for the second instalment of the December Diaries. Take care, friends, and I'll see you then. Goodbye.